Hello, good morning, good morning. Looking for a sell continuation to the downside here. Are you in? No, not yet, not yet. I thought the entry was gonna come in sooner, but it looks like we're still waiting. Yeah, but as soon as we start breaking these lows, I'm gonna be in. Daily time frame is moving down bearish quite nicely as well. Yeah, so that's what we're waiting for. Let's get it. New week, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. See if volume can start kicking in. What was that? 12% up today. My biggest win in one trade. Awesome. Very well done, Ricardo. That's what we like to hear. Monday open W's. Let's go. Yeah, it's starting to open up here. That's what I like about Goldie. It's definitely starting to give us like better setups. Was it a sell? I still think that head and shoulders has a nice way to come down. Because right now we're down like 0.56%. Head and shoulders on the daily. This war's still going on, so you know, oil probably still going up. Gold coming down. Dollar index moving up. See if we can get the break. Oh, come on, Goldie. Just waiting for you to tumble. Oh, don't close right there. Closes here, we might get an earlier entry. Got about 20 seconds. Remember, chat, my strategy, just like any other strategy, only works with consistency. You can't always put too much pressure on one trade. Alright, looks like we might be getting an earlier entry. Can break these lows. It's retested the high by 49.98. Want to see if this high here can get respected so we can start breaking below these lows. This is the overall accumulation here though. But I think it's an earlier entry because if we wait a bit longer, that's like about 12 extra pips. But it looks like it's pulling up. Might have to go back. Oh wait, no, I think it's good. Might just have to wait for, I think, a resistance to form. Let me see, 3.58. Yeah, I'll wait for this candle here to create some kind of a resistance. I'm still looking for sells, so I'm not really going to get the buys. If it breaks the highs, then it's triggering buy orders. It's looking clean. Already got some beautiful buys this morning, especially there in the Discord. So those trades came in like about 12 minutes into the session. All right, looking good, looking good. You know, the most important thing in trading is just taking a setup which is part of your rules, right? You want to start a new week with following your rules. You don't want to be gambling on a new week. None of that. You know, you'd rather lose a trade following your rules than not. So sometimes that's the hardest part. I always say the hardest part in trading is still the moment you get stuck in. Once you get stuck in, it's just like, okay, perfect. Did you follow your rules or not? Simple. The hardest part is usually up until that moment, because sometimes you see a move that, you know, maybe you don't get triggered in properly, or, you know, something happens. That's the hardest part. But once you got it and once you're stuck in properly, oh man, smooth sailing from that point. Then you get that raw data, right? All right, so I got stuck in here. Come on, Goldie. No pullbacks. Shit. Too brutal of a pullback for me on that one. It's too brutal of a pullback. That was supposed to follow through. Man, not just liquidity grab. That's it. Let's see, 670. And look at it, it's just a liquidity grab because the candlestick came down, quickly took out the lows and then pulled back up. Come on, Goldie. Because now it's most likely going to look at these lows right over here where I was planning on actually going to break even. That was by like 49.91. Man, that was so unnecessary, but anyway. Let's see, was it good? Yeah, that was valid. That was valid. That was valid. Just make sure you're managing your risk. You can see we're still up for the day. Still managing my risk. Still up about 2%. And I know it wants to dump. I know it wants to dump. I don't know why I did this small liquidity grab here first. That broke 403. I know it wants to dump. It just needs to get out of this zone right here. Jeez, Goldie, where are you gonna break? I didn't want to wait for this low to get broken because I could see the entry was already coming earlier. It's just a small spike. And but this is really gearing up over here, so watch out. You're gonna see a big move come out of this. I got checked out, so I can't be part of these traders. I can't get the payout anymore, just because, you know, you gotta be disciplined, man. Like if I say I take one trade pre-London, one trade London, one trade pre-NY, I have to follow my rules. So I can't be a part of this move anymore. But I'm pretty sure like these sells here or whatever the case is gonna be, it's gonna be a pretty nice distribution. It's gonna be it's gonna probably be a bumper clot. Order flow is showing up movement. You can tell the market just did it right that on purpose, right? You can just see the way that candlestick prints. It's a bit of an odd candlestick, isn't it? Because it got like a really long wick. It just did it on purpose so it can get stuck back in here. You see, we still haven't even reattempted to break those lows yet. We're still holding them. It's gonna be a beautiful trade, this is. Beautiful trade. Damn, like why didn't it just dump though? Like what is it waiting for, bro? Like look at this. It's just ranging. You can even see the grab on the 5-minute. Look at what it looks like on the 5 here. Like just took out the low, then quick reversal to the upside. You can just see it's literally waiting for something, Chad. Like just wait for that volume to come in. Remember, no system will work in trading if you're not consistent. If you're not applying consistently, forget about it. You have to keep showing up and doing the same thing because of these small variables from time to time. I hope when it breaks, there's gonna be like decent enough time for people to get in as well. Whatever direction that's gonna be, because sometimes when it holds like that, like when it's kind of moving with so much anticipation, it can end up just moving really fast. Because now you got a bunch of people just waiting on those breakouts. Like we got orders sitting up here. You got orders sitting down below here. Like a bunch of people just waiting on this. It's about a breakout. Let's see. What side we're breaking, Goldie? What side we're distributing? What side are we paying out? We got a clean range on the left-hand side here too. They got about like 64 pips. Starts moving up there. There you go. It's starting to... What direction is it breaking? Is this like a solid break? Ooh. Got a shock in the water. With those small pullbacks. Looks like we got a shock in the water. Yeah, we got a shock in the water here, folks. It's shaking people out before it makes its move. You can clearly see it. You can clearly see it with the wicks. That's how you can tell. We got a nice little 8 SMA support there. But that pullback definitely wiped out some scalpers right here. That's about just about 20 pips, 25. Damn, if it comes back into the range, brutal. That'll be the fake out, because my daily bias right now is bearish. So I'll prefer to see sells, right? Going to take the buy, need to break on this candle. It's like a bull, right? When you see these cowboys riding a bull, they're all just trying to like see who can stay on the bull. Ah man, whoever catches this is that's gonna be a nice move. Whoever manages to catch this, it's gonna be a good move for you for Monday. We already started off the week here pretty nice. I'm up about 2%. Didn't break. Whoever catches this is gonna be a nice move for them. Once you catch that distribution. I'm out, guys. I'm out. No more trading. I'm out. Gotta manage my risk. Stay disciplined. Whoever catches this is gonna be a nice move. I'm gonna look for this later again. Man, look at this. Oh, there they go. I knew it, man. Look at that. Finally getting that distribution. Now, I didn't want to wait for this break though. I didn't want to wait for that break. I thought it could come in earlier. It could have started here. Yeah, but that was already a nice... How many pips is this? About like 30 pip. Hey, congratulations if you managed to catch it. Bomba clot. Bomba clot. You got it? Nice. Yeah, I couldn't get it, man. I was out. I could have made it back though, because I lost like I could have made back the loss, but you know, that's the thing. Every day you have to be okay with waiting. If you're not okay with waiting, then things can get nasty really fast, right? We'll retest entries. Easy money. Yeah, I don't think it retests the entry right here. Exactly. This is a high volume area. Very well done. Everybody caught this. Let me see. Let's go back here. Nah, it didn't make sense waiting for it. It didn't make sense waiting for it down there. This should have broken from here. It just wanted to liquidate. There was a bit of a shock in the water because you see, like, when price comes and takes out the lows like this, and then it goes up and then takes out the highs like this, and then it comes down to break the lows to distribute. There was a bit of a shock in the water. Usually the market wouldn't typically, well, it happens from time to time, but it wouldn't typically behave like that. Like, it was just like basically all my trades here, it didn't do any of that nonsense. It just like broke like I've been taking them and played through. Let's see, it retested the entry and then pushed again 35 pips. Very nice, very nice. Nice little scalp movements right here. It doesn't matter if it comes back into the range here at this point, because like this has already paid off the moves. It paid off the sellers because they had more of confluence. Sellers had more confluence on that. But new week, chat, new week. Let's go. Let's get it. The number one thing you want to do this week is follow your rules to the T. To the freaking T. Cross your T's and dot your I's. I caught the top of the range from 50, 33, 49, 89. Oh. Yeah, alright. So Brian's got it. Missed the sells. It'll come back to entry. Yeah, exactly. It retested twice. It will typically do that, even with my first position this morning. It will first pay out, and then obviously you gotta wait for that retracement. I got a better entry on my broker. I think the latency might have helped me too. I'm not sure, but I think I got a good entry though. I'm thinking about getting the VPS, paying for the VPS. But sometimes the latency helps in my favor. But better without it, I guess. Two to three trades a day done. Very good. I gotta go get a haircut after this stream, and then I don't know, maybe we're gonna take one more trade later. We're moving. That's the important thing. VPS is only good if you place limit orders and stops. Game session? Maybe tomorrow. Do a game session tomorrow. Wait, no, tomorrow it might be tricky, but maybe today, we'll see. Because we still need to do a simulation session in the mentorship. A small break in retest. Oil's at 100. Oh, nice. Oil at 100 psychological. Started off with a, what do you call it? Like a market open gap there in the daily. But oil tends to have a lot of these gaps. I don't know if it's like my broker or what, but yeah, oil is still moving up bullish. Remember, like Trump said, it didn't go up as high as I thought it would. So we peaked here at a 120. So as high as he thought it would, what were he talking like? Maybe 150? Well, 150 could be a potential target on oil. That would be so high. We've never seen like that before. The highest on oil is maybe like that 130 area. We've never seen 150. Get ready to pay that fuel. Price of oil is increasing on the daily now. So as the week goes by and you're fueling your cars, Price on the daily is just going to be doing this. The price is going to be increasing. We had clean range till like 110. It looks like oil is also set up here. This was the London Open move on oil. It played out beautifully. I need to find a different chart for oil because this has too many gaps. Or is that normal? It's so gappy. But damn, man, like oil played out beautifully though. Because I can see this is probably where it is. So reading it will be a bit different because of like the way the candles are printing. Slightly different. But this could have been potentially the move over here. And currently now it's also in another distribution. Oil is moves like a lot. It is truly the black gold. Because this thing moves just like gold, which is incredible. You got that little reversal play here as well, TFX concepts, and then again on the move right here to the downside. A little bit of a head and shoulders too. Come down like this. It's a black gold, bruh. Like it moves just like gold. That's what I love about this, because you know when I was trying to trade NQ just moves so foreign. Like obviously you can apply the concepts, it'll still work. It just kind of moves a little bit foreign to what I'm used to. But oil feels like goldy. We're gonna call it oily. You see this? Look at this, another setup right here. And man, like I don't get it, bro. Like what's up with the London Open? Why did it have to fake out right here? All right, I get the fake out for the buyers. I don't get the fake out for the sellers, except the fact that it's just probabilities and that's trading. Besides from just that, obviously you can't win all the time, but yeah, I mean, it was good. It's hard to remain stoic sometimes though, but I do understand, but it's a bit annoying. It would have been nice if there was no variable like a shark in the water. Trading would be too easy. But there's always that variable. Like imagine if we didn't have liquidity grabs, right? Just imagine, like a lot of strategies would play out beautifully. Not just TFX concepts, everything would. Just as long as you don't get those wick pullbacks. But you see this, just kind of just like oil. Yeah, broke reversal confirmation play. That's why I say, man, it's a black gold. Oil is a black gold. Literally right over there. Same thing. Played out. Same plays currently playing out. There's this bigger area. It's trying to break below the lows as well. Beautiful. Just the black gold, man. Black gold. Yeah, oily now. I mean, goldy. Already calling it oil. Look at gold over here. A little bit of a fake out below here. Well, not really a fake out, but like you can look at it as a fake out. Like it still paid out the traders. That was a pretty big move. And no buy situation. Now it's gone back to the buyers. Remember the earlier buyers over here? It's gone back for them. You see this? Now it's actually paying out that level about like 34 pips. So we had a little bit of whiplash here for London Open. Then later when buys executed, it will go down. Yeah. It shook out. It shook out here, and then it shook out here, and then it paid out here, and then it reversed on the larger stop losses here. So you still got people like fat stop losses expecting to keep moving down. It just took them out, but also paid out the previous buy orders, and also gave that extra confirmation, that reversal play confirmation. So you can see it's kind of balancing out, right? Now you can see how the market balances out orders. Everybody who's trying to be smart. Try to outsmart the market. Gonna get whips. It will outsmart you. Even if you get away with it, you could get away with outsmarting for a while, but it always catches up. See, now it's faking out the sellers here again. So it's a bit choppy. It looks like we got a shock. But at least on the buy break here, the second time around, it dished out about like 30 pips. You know, it's kind of similar to the first move here on the sells. 30 here, 30 here. And that's the difference between trading and being right. A lot of people just want to be right. You kind of just want to see it either completely move up or completely move down. But there's a huge difference between making money and being right. I'm most of the time not supposed to be right. I'm just supposed to make money. So, some people, they have to be right. They got to wait for the much larger pushes, which in my opinion is a lot more difficult. TP hit. It's got to be simple and repeatable. So simple that even you're going to trade on your worst day, 100% following your rules. Even on your worst day, when you're feeling like, you know, sick or just in a bad mood or whatever, that even on your worst day, you follow your rules 100%. And like, I traded during COVID. I got COVID. When I had COVID, I was still trading. And that's, you know, because you have your rules and they're simple enough to follow. Even with all that brain fog. Got me feeling like that Spider-Man meme taking the same trade as you. Oh, Kev. You and Kev, yeah. This morning was a bumper clot. Oh, yeah. Now you got faked out here too. Oh, look at that. You see, we got the first one this morning. This one this morning, did it do that? No, it just played out. No shock in the water. Just played out. Now we come on for the London session. And then boom. What can we do, Kevja? Nothing. Can't do anything. We just gotta come in again later. But manage your risk, you know. Manage your risk. You see, like the first trade, you got like a winning trade here. I would manage my risk on the second trade. You know, that's why I still up for the day over here. Manage your risk. And then you can feel out, if you're still thinking about taking a third trade, you can still feel out the third trade. Then decide whether you're going to take it or not. On like a full risk. Ooh, yeah, it's chopping up though today for the London. It's doing these little swings toward lows, swings toward the high, then back in. It doesn't want to do the full distribution yet. Gold prices fall 1% in early trading as rising energy prices raise concerns around the US interest rate cuts and support the dollar. This is what I mean, like this is why I'm looking for sells. This week the Federal Reserve is expected to hold rates steady for the second straight meeting, though markets will closely watch Fed Chair Jerome Powell's remarks for cues on the path forward. We got FOMC on Wednesday. Spot gold holding $5,000 could be a key near term. Oh, we have 5K over here. Yeah, we're holding 5K. 5K psychological. Damn, and we had 5k psychological too as confluence. Holy, I'm surprised we didn't get like much more of a bigger follow through on this. Because we're actually still trending bearish since yesterday as well. Look at this. We're below yesterday's Asia or market close. And that's also that $5,000 psychological to continue pushing downwards. In line with the confluences, the macros. I'm surprised this thing is not tanking yet. Then it's a Monday open. Got like fresh pricing for price to move down. See, that's why I haven't said over the weekend here that we're going to be looking mostly further downside. Hopefully. But you see, the downside seems to have come in during London instead of pre-London. Or, wait. No, it came in after the buys. Oh, yeah, it came in after the buys. Pushed up, and then it came in. Now, you see, this is kind of like what we call a chopping board because, yeah, I mean, there were some trades there, but overall, just generally speaking, it's kind of like a chopping block for a lot of people trying to get in until it starts moving again. Let's see, Mr. Woods' plan. You feel a tilt is coming on. Gonna forget charts for today. Do some chores and chill with a dog. Very good. You see, I like that because you're managing emotion like a true man. You're not doing it in terms of I'm gonna have an app that's gonna block me out, or you're gonna give it off to like some kind of a third party to help you with your discipline, like people do with tend to do with a lot of things, like funded programs. Saying stuff like funded programs help me follow my rules, or this app is gonna keep me out. You know, it's like discipline is within you. It doesn't depend. The funding program rules are helping you to being disciplined. That's within you. God put you on this earth without those extra crutches, right? He gave you the tools necessary to do what needs to be done. So always be careful that you're not masking the problem, because people like tend to mask the problem. They never like tend to directly deal with it. But you see, like Woods, for example, if there's other people here over trading, you see what happens is that the market is gonna kind of like build a character for them, because it's still not going anywhere. And it always catches you on those days as well. It will catch you on the day that it's not going to go anywhere, that you feel like tilting. That's why we got to like take it one shot. Because I don't know how you already took like 3 trades today. Unless you're trading like early Asia, pre-London, and then London open. Because the day is just started, you know. Like the London just opened 35 minutes ago. I just about woke up an hour and a half or so. I'm gonna be done with my last trade by the time the day is kind of coming towards the tail end. This is gonna be my 3rd trade. But yeah, it's a tilt. It's a tilt. It happens, you know, as long as it doesn't happen too often. Sometimes it happens to me during pre-London or later, that I want to take more trades. As long as it doesn't happen often, then you're solid. Because like every month I give myself maybe 3, like let's say 1 to 3 times that maybe I kind of like slightly break a rule or some sort, like between this range. I kind of want to be like 90% plus psychology on each month. But I know, like, because you're only human at the end of the day, you're gonna have like sometimes you're gonna start to make a mistake. So I've already factored that into my monthly P&L and progress, because those mistakes sometimes play out, but for the most part it's just not good to have. So instead of just leaving it like free, I told myself, like, if it's gonna happen, let me at least put a number on it, right? Let me just say at least 1 to 3 so I can know that I'm within that range. If I don't have this range, then, you know, then I can't hold myself accountable and I can end up doing it more. And if I get to the top end of that range, it obviously gets me thinking a lot more. So you see, like, that's cultivating that discipline. You have to be able to cultivate certain rules that kind of keep you disciplined. Certain rules also with the risk, like how are you approaching risk on a day-to-day basis? Because if you're up for the day, how can you protect what you've already made? If you're down for the day, how can you lose less for that day? I see I'm up for the day, manage my risk, I'm still up for the day. If I risk a standard lot, which is usually for me like 2%, then worst case scenario, I'm looking at something like break even ish, right? Which is not the worst, it's not the worst. It's not the worst. So you always have to see like, how's your day progressing? If you're taking more L's, then you got to lower your risk by maybe not even taking a trade. Looks like NQ is setting up as well. It's currently bullish on the day though. It's up, how much percent is this? 0.73%. I think like NQ is thinking about these lows. Here by 24,487, like breaks through those lows. How many trades the chat taking? How many trades y'all taken today already? How many trades we got in the chat? 2 dubs? Oh, 2? Well, oh, that's Goldie. Goldie, come on. What you doing, Goldie? Wait, we gotta remove these lines here. It's kind of like trying to, if it creates a support here, it's trying to break into a fatter range. Yeah, create that support. How much should that push though? It says a, let's see, from that wick. Damn, that still also gives just about like 20 or close to 20. Even that still played out with a liquidity grab. Melt, Goldie. We want to see you melt today. Goldie must bleed. Goldie must bleed. Y'all ever see this video of this guy? I forgot what his name was, but this guy brought down the market. The man who caused the stock market crash from home. This Indian guy, I forgot his name. He did it just like in a humble abode like this in the UK. And guess what he was doing, chat? He wasn't being right. When he was doing this, he wasn't being right. Like, this guy was scalping. He was scalping just the same way we do. Just the same way as, what's his name? That #1 scalper. Valentini. Fabio Valentini. Because this is where we find our edge, right? And if you watch the documentaries, I can't remember what year it was, but there was a lot more hedge funds which were opening up, really predominantly looking at lower time frame scalps, like just getting a small piece of the cake. You know, that's because that's your job at the end of the day, is to get a small piece of the cake every day. You're trying to scrape, right? So there was a boom in hedge funds. I forgot what year it was, where they started like mainly looking at these, even trading the seconds charts, look at these shorter moves. So we had this guy. He actually ended up gaming the system by doing that and found a weakness in the system that eventually created like a stock market crash. But you know, eventually yeah, eventually, you know, it's, I don't know if it's legal or illegal that you're so good, because it's like the casino. If you're really good at the casino, then it becomes illegal, right? But this is where I typically would draw most of my inspiration for my trading from. So I guess you're gonna have like different sorts of traders. You have the position holders who like holding for long. You're gonna have the scalpers. We find more of an edge in these like kind of like quicker moves. So you have to find out like where do you fit, or like what suits you the most. Because scalping for me, it never, I mean, swing trading and holding, it never suited me at all, like from the beginning. Like a lot of people are trying to like do the swing trading strategies, but it just never sat well with me. I could never really hold a trade, so I'm just naturally a scalper. Right in the chat, what are you? Are you a swing trader? Do you like holding positions longer? You're a scalper? Because I think max I'm gonna hold a trade for like maybe 5 minutes. The flash crash of 2010 was one of the most violent stock market crashes on record. Within a span of 4 minutes, the stock market was down almost 10%. It's a crash that exposed the dark side of a new wave of algorithmic trading, ushered in sweeping financial regulations, and revealed a fascinating story of a lone UK bedroom trader who abused loopholes to make tens of millions of dollars. And you see, this guy is just all about the passion. It's all about the craft. That's why as he was making his tens of millions of dollars, he was in this bedroom here upstairs, making tens of millions of dollars, not driving Lamborghinis and Paganis and Bugattis. He was upstairs putting in the work. And his parents didn't even know this. That's a level of passion you aspire to. You know, you don't aspire to the level of a materialistic thing. You aspire to the level of just like pushing yourself mentally to greatness. That's for me, that's more OG than anything else. Like just this Then like he didn't even get to spend his money by the time he got caught, you know. But for me, this is the most OG fucking badass thing that you can do. It's just like, I can do it, and I just want to show you that I can do it, but I don't want to prove to you that I can do it. But like in the sense of showing off, I do it because this is what I do. I do it because this is what I do. You gotta wake up every morning and say, nobody can touch me. Like, this is my thing. You gotta love what you do. So find a way to take pride in your work. Because I see the mental model of a lot of the people online and during streams and stuff as well. It's mostly, there's no pride in that. It's just like, hey, do we win? Do we lose? Do we win? Do we lose? But why are you not like actually caring about a craft? Like, some of y'all are sleeping on skills that can make you into millionaires. Like, you ask some really funny questions about, oh, if I join the mentorship, can I pass my funded challenge? And all of these things. It's like, bro, just understand you're sleeping on a skill which is more than just you passing a funded challenge. This is something that, you know, can change a lot for yourself and for those around you. So, you know, take some pride in it, respect it. And that way you'll be able to be disciplined and actually give a shit. You won't tilt, you won't deal with all these problems, FOMO, revenge trading, like all these things all coming from that that place. Here we go. Broken into a range about like 190 pips. Yeah, it's only 1% on the second one. Good stuff. Stick with it. Stick with the system. Master that system. Don't strategy hop. Don't strategy hop. I think that's the last thing you want to do. Don't strategy hop. You're gonna have the same experience everywhere. There's no escaping. If you lose trading ICT or if you lose trading Fibonacci or whatever it is, you're gonna lose anywhere. You're gonna lose anywhere. You have to find a system that you're comfortable with, that's a strong foundation for you, and stick with it. That's the best advice that I can give here today. And that's why you might still find yourself running in place. Some of you who've been trading for so long now. Because it's not a holy grail you're looking for. Just stick with it. Stick with it. If you believe in it, if this is a system that you see has a potential, master it. Because that edge is what you're seeing the market repeat. That's a repeatable edge you're trying to conquer. It's the same for any other kind of like approach to markets. They'll all have natural wins and losses. You don't have to take my word for it now. Just, I'll be here in a year. I'll still be streaming. You'll come, we'll have the same conversation. You don't have to take my word for it now. Just do what you got to do for like a year, but just make sure that year you're putting in the work, right? You're journaling, you're really paying attention to the details of progress that you're making. Then come back to me in a year and tell me what you found out, because you'll realize that there was no holy grail. In the end, it was just about you finding an edge that for you was a good edge to trade repeatedly every day. You know, something you could see and see potential in, I mean. We'll still be here in a year. That's why even if you go on my Instagram, you'll see from my earliest highlights, I've been trading the same exact way. Even before streaming on YouTube. I've been trading the same exact way. Find that edge. Makes sense to you. Stick with it. You see this? The problem is if you're trading something that's a bit made up, it can be difficult. So whatever system you choose, let it have some sort of some truth to it. You know, that's why Fibonacci's exist. That's why all of these things exist, right? But make sure it's within the realm of price action, like actual PA. Which is hard to explain as well, because there's a lot of ways that you can trade, which people consider PA. But just make sure you're moving correctly. Because, yeah, I mean, there's not just one way of reading price action. You can look at order flow. You can look at all of these things. Twitters, you can look at Twitter as well. When Trump tweets something, then you take it trades. But what we mean is the most safest and concrete way is focusing on the three market movements: the distributions, the accumulations, and distributions. This will never change. Even if you look at the NAS 100 right now, on the weekly it's in accumulation. Stock market, position holding wise, it's all the same thing, right? Wait, it's all the same thing. Look at this. Look at NQ on the weekly. What is it doing? What are investors going to be looking to do in these periods? You know, looking to manage risk, maybe put on positions. It's a good time to either get involved or manage risk. I think in terms of indexes, it would be nice to have a dip. You know, if price was to dip, because something of the sort like this can happen, where it accumulates and then distributes down. So it would be nice for it to actually have a dip first and then move upwards. But how to trade something like this, you'd have to wait for I think the highest to break. Now at least give some kind of a confirmation. Then that will be the foundation for this index to keep moving up bullish. Instead of like blindly getting in here. That's the only way I think you'd actually play this one. But you see, the concept is the same all across the board. Now we're just waiting to see what Goldie does in this range. It's ranging here at about 188 pip range. A little bit of a sideways movement. We got clean traffic. We have a bit of clean traffic above this resistance here. That's like 5,004. Like break above this resistance, we can keep moving up bullish. We got about like 80 pips. Then from here to here, we have 93 pips. Probably still be able to catch something within this area. It's about like almost 200 pips. Almost a 200 pip range. If you don't mind me asking, at what age did you started to be interested in trading? I was about 24. I wish I started sooner, but I started looking at trading mainly because of It was more like when we're heading into COVID. I don't know what it was about COVID that made really force people into trading, because I already knew about trading in school because I had a buddy doing it. But it was just, you know, I think before COVID, trading was just one of just those things that seemed like complicated, and you'd hear people do it and make money, but it wasn't as in your face, right? Because we didn't have that social media so much. Well, we had still, but not as much as today. We didn't have that social media thing in our face of my $200,000 weekend in Monaco, or I flipped a $100 account to 1 million, or $1 to 10 million, or whatever it is. Like, there was a bit less of that. So yeah, like I never really paid too much attention to it. And then like COVID happened, and man, so many people look at markets, like markets were getting shaken up so much. That's what drove my interest in it, really. Because I had a friend, like literally at university, making money, and he was buying like cars and stuff, and we were both students, and I still didn't care. That's why I say some people, they wake up at 24, some people wake up at 20, some at 30, 50, 70. You know, it's literally the best way I can explain it. Like, some people are gonna wake up at different times. You can, like, that means that like you can tell somebody something now, but if it's not their time, it's not their time, correct? So that's why sometimes when we're on stream, I try and give this advice, but I know if it's not your time, it's not your time. And that's why you gotta trust God's timing, correct? Because I know back then, if my friend was buying cars and showing me his MetaTrader terminal, and that still didn't convince me to learn how to trade, like nothing would. It just wasn't my time. God said like, hey man, this is not your time. Like, just wait. Because how else can I explain that, chat? Like, how can you explain that, chat? Nowadays, if you have a friend in real life trading, because now you know so much about trading and doing that, man, you'd be so interested to know like how they're doing it, isn't it? And the funny thing is, I've always been the type of guy to find a hustle. Like, it's not that I've never cared about business and entrepreneurship. I've always been doing that. I was literally all the time in my schools, the only kid like actually like, you know, selling legally something to make money. So it just wasn't my time until it was. Bro, you seen how this traders boys been buying whips? You should join them. It's not my scene. I don't like the attention. Just joined. We on a sell. No. Price is ranging, my friend. There's no sell here. I think the only time there may be a sell is if we start to break below 49.84, somewhere around here, or like maybe even break above the highs, and you might see some buys come in. But price is just moving sideways. I want to see if like NQ is selling though. No, NQ is also not moving. Looks like it faked below that level, but it's also not moving. It's just ranging. I think that's the only downside I would say about breakout trading, is when the market doesn't move, you can get really caught in these little whiplashes, right? But provided your instrument has enough volume, even if it whiplashes, it should still give you a good amount of pips. But that's why, like, I think people who trade like breakout or try breakout trading, they always sometimes struggle, because maybe price is gonna give them like 20, 30, a really good push, but they never do anything. They never secure anything. I think that's why they struggle. But if your instrument has volume and fake out like this, should still be able to pay you out. But you see with like NQ, that's why something about this pair, just instrument just doesn't sit with me. I don't think it's pretty nice for breakouts, to be honest. Or you have to be very selective. Maybe come in during that New York session time. Or just think about it a different way. Think about the manipulation first and then the distribution later. It's a bit of a tricky pair. I think that's why a lot of people who trade NQ are like these smart money concept guys who like outsmarting a market. And like price came down towards these lows here, flirting with the idea of a break. This has got a clean range. No, I got 15-minute support, 30-minute wicks, hourly pullbacks. 4-hour wick fill. Oh, we want to see this thing tumble, guys. Like, it's only down 0.77%. I think we peaked at like -1%. We want to see it break out of this zone. But make sure you're tuning into the gaming streams as well, chat, because like last gaming stream, there's something that we noted. That was gold was selling a lot towards the market close. And, you know, there was some pretty nice moves over there. I was like towards end of last week, gold is just completely melting. Towards like market close, and we're like gaming and talking about this for like, man, you guys notice how gold's just been selling off? And at really nice places as well. Then like volume coming like Asia and towards the end of the day. I don't know what we're waiting for though for London. It's kind of weird that we haven't moved anywhere yet. Let's see. We don't even have any news today. Yeah, there's nothing. What's your opinion on trading funded? I'm currently doing that on FTMO, but I find it hard to get a high win rate because of the bid and ask being so far apart. Usually at gold, it's 0.7 to $1. 0.7 to okay. The average amount of pips of spread would be 1 to 1.5. 1 to 1.5 pips. On trading accounts, on funded accounts, the PA is slightly different. I would just describe it as being a bit more aggressive, like the way it looks and the way it feels to trade on a funded program than it would like just a usual regulated broker. So they're there to make money, you know, like this is a business. They're not there to give away free money. So, you know, there's certain things that they can do to manipulate that. There's a big conflict of interest there. Just remember that they're not Robinhood. Like funded programs are not Robinhood. It's a business. So you just have to have like skill. Focus on the skill set, and you know then you'll be able to do what needs to be done. Don't chase it. Don't chase them. Just find a way that you can find an edge trading them. Nice. Look at this. Gold is melting off over here. Finally starting to move out of this place. It's difficult. Like I saw, I'm not too sure about what's like with the funding space and everything. But I saw a video of this kid on Instagram. Apparently he made it to, not to the payout, but he made enough money. And the rule said that he needs to trade Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and make $100. So this new kid recommended on my algorithm, and he's like, man, you know, like I'm pretty much got it, but now I still have to make $100 for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And he seemed so confident. He was like, man, this is like only $100, because I think he had a much bigger account size. He said like only $100, that's all that I gotta do. This thing is basically in the bag. But I knew already that this kid was not getting the payout. Then I saw an updated video. Lo and behold, no payout. Because that's what they do, you know. Even if they brought that $100 down to $10, you would still fuck it up. That's the whole idea. Even if you just say, okay, you've made your whatever it is you do on funded. Now it's time for you to just trade $10. Just all you got to make is $10 for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Maybe that might even look like 5 pips, 10 pips, 10 pips. You're still gonna fuck it up. That's why the rules are there in the first place, to put that pressure on you. Yeah, sorry chat. This is not that kind of a stream. I know there's a lot of good things to say about fundeds as well, and you can trade big accounts for like $50, and I get it. I get 100%. You wouldn't want to trade a $500 account, even like when you're learning to trade, right? Because there's a chance that even as you're learning to trade, you can get a payout. Like you can make like decent payouts. I fully understand. I just hope that the mental understands that as well when you're doing that you understand that you could make it just by luck, but you're still truly intrinsically trying to learn a craft. If you understand that part, it's more important, because yes, you could get a payout, but at least you're studying. Then I'm pro-funded. I'm even with all restrictions and everything. You know, you just gotta maneuver those restrictions, but at the same time know that back here you're learning as if those restrictions did not exist. And paper trading, the plays, like, you know, you want to also do that without the restrictions, because trading doesn't have restrictions. So make sure you're doing that as well when you're doing funded programs, and I think it's very healthy. If not, then you're just, I don't know. 6th day in a row that gold is down, a reversal is due. Yeah, 6th day in a row is called the macros. Oil is going up. Gold is supposed to continue moving down. This is something we've been looking at since last week here. Is this head and shoulder, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Volume to come down like this. So expect further downside on gold, because I think we're broken into like a massive range. You have like a support here, and you have resistance up here. And price is just ranging, right? Like if you look at the daily, we're broken into this sequence again that we were in before. So we've been here before. We thought gold would skyrocket up with the whole tension with Iran. Surprisingly, to a lot of people, surprised it did not do it in this scenario. It just kind of like we're broken into this sequence again. What we saw in, this was May 25. Last year, May 25. Yeah, I remember this trading. Over here. We were waiting for FOMC, which came in over here in August 25. So we're broken into that, and that's what we're going to be waiting for again. It seems FOMC, most likely range here. So what I anticipate is going to happen, we're going to range here until September, until the first rate decision. There's a pretty good chance of this, because this was not making gold move up bullish. It's making it range. So that's how much time that the candles would have to print. Then we got 70% probability rate cuts in September, and I think that's when maybe we're going to see all-time highs again. But remember, like, gold is coming off a really, really amazing run as well from the previous year, which should be up like plus 100%. Right? So this, you know, sit tight. Just prepare like for a range up until September, most likely, before we see ATH again. Yeah, because this war is not bolstering gold at all. And these next FOMC meetings are going to be... the only thing we might see is that DXY is going to pull up quite nicely. Up until September. But you see, like, up until then, the easing is at 5.24. July is at 39. Oh, and then even September's been reduced. This was much higher than this before. Now it's even been reduced to 48.3. I think that's because, you know, the jobs data has been coming out. So as the jobs data is coming out, the probabilities are shifting. This will probably even change after, again, FOMC statement on Wednesday. That number right there is going to most likely change. But it seems like they're expecting it more, at least towards the tail end of the year. But the thing is, they said about like usually like 2 to 3 rate decisions. That's what we're anticipating or hoping for yearly. So I don't know if they're gonna give it to us September, October, then December. Only got like 3 months. But it usually happens towards the end of the year. But we should still be seeing really nice volume within that daily range. I think I said a few days ago, I read somewhere, I think JP Morgan or Bloomberg, they know gold will consolidate in this huge range until July before new ATH. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's what I think. I'm getting a bit more risk on with the dollar. I'm looking for BTC longs. Very good. Let's see, DXY. But BTC longs, you know, Bitcoin doesn't really correlate like that. Oh! Dollar is breaking 100 now. That's that reversal play happening on the freaking monthly. Look at this. The war is creating dollar strength. You think Trump is going to stop now? Oil is going up. Dollar is strengthening. Trump is not going to stop now. He's going to double down on this war. What does that mean for gold? For the downside. See, we're starting to get that reversal play. Man's gonna double down, so watch out for escalations very soon. Keep your eyes on what needs to be kept on. I think mostly oil longs, gold shorts, dollar strength. With dollar strength, I don't know. Bitcoin, I don't think correlates exactly with the dollar like that. From my experience of reading BTC charts. Bitcoin, it feels more, when you look at Bitcoin, it feels more like a pure kind of, it's more of like the people, right? It feels more of the people kind of move charts, and it has to do a lot with more emotions. That's why it's super volatile, lots of fluctuations. And right now, I don't believe there's a lot of confidence in BTC, to be honest. Even the people who buy dips, you know, they should respect at least 60k. If we start dipping below 60k, it's curtains for crypto, Bitcoin. But you see, we've been calling out Bitcoin shorts like since all the way up over here. Our first break was 100k down towards this next level. There's like 19. Sorry, like 80k from 100 to 80k. We've been calling out BTC shorts. We've been still quite bearish on Bitcoin. A little bit of a breakout here, liquidity grab above the highs. Even like during the time that I was looking at crypto in, it's like May 2021. We also had this prediction to 60 and then crashed to 15k. Because you can see, like, during this time, Elon Musk, and there was so much hype on cryptos, but most of the time people are already late when that's happening. It's just institutions need capital to come out. So you see a lot of this social media, everybody's running and lining up to buy cryptos, but the real move is actually going to be a rug pull. It happened the same way with BTC recently, right? Like it went up to, what is it? We peaked at 130, close to 130. Everybody is lining up for crypto, and then rug pulled them. Huge crash. That's why we're looking for sells from 100. And I still kind of want to see this thing break 60K. What about NQ? Let's see NQ. NQ is ranging as well today. It's 0.74% bullish, but there's no sense of a direction. You see it's chopping up. Even look at the way NQ just took out these lows, and it's stuck within this area. So it is at a point A. I think the best case scenario at NQ is just to wait for the buys. Wait for like some kind of a confirmed buy setup right now, as the daily is bullish, and you got some nice clean range to keep moving up. You're at the bottom of the range here as well on NQ. You see you have loads of rejections towards these lows. NQ to continue to move up towards like maybe like 25K. Now you're waiting for a breakout. I think this would be the high here. That would be the manipulation below here. Would be nice if we could give an inverted head and shoulders, like price came down, retested these lows, and then started to move up like this towards the upside. That would be good. Break of the highs, keep pushing up. Well, as far as PA goes, it's just rangy. This will take out early sellers now before down. I feel like, I guess because, I don't know, like Asia moved, pre-London moved. London is consolidating gold and Q. I want to say it's because it's a Monday, but I know that's just a cop-out. That's cop. Cope. Because that's things people usually tend to say. It's a Monday, it's a Friday, but that's just cope. Market can move anyhow at any time, any day. I really don't get it. Why not open a free account on MT4, MT5 or free pepper trade on TradingView? Putting yourself in the same conditions, blow your accounts as you wish and learn along. It's just, I would say not even a demo. Just trade a live with a low amount of capital that's not detrimental to your lifestyle. Right? The reason why people don't do it is we just all kind of want a get rich quick thing, you know, because it's hard to deal with social media. I think social media is what creates that lot of angst in us and rushes the process more than anything else. But if you're mature enough to do it, then to understand this and do it, then that's what you want to do, right? That's why we always learn from other people's mistakes, is what wise people do. But sometimes we gotta feel it for ourselves. The blown accounts, the experiences, that also builds character to some extent, which is also good, you know. Because if you never blown an account before, like never really had a big loss, then it can happen later. If you get too confident, maybe like Icarus flew too close to the sun. But I think it's just a matter of patience. That's all. It's difficult because even when you're learning, even if someone tells you to take like 1 or 2 trades a day, yeah, I wouldn't expect you to like wait 24 hours because that's a lot of time you could actually be learning. But what I recommend is 1 or 2 on a live account and then the rest on like a demo or paper trade for the rest of the 24 hours. And just watching other people trade, making notes, and just getting into that grind flow, you know. But just keep that account on the side, like as a side thing. So when it's time to trade, you can just you can take your positions, but you're doing it with discipline and consistency. Then the rest of the time, you know, like once you're done, you're like, okay, I gotta close the book, and now I gotta go this trading book. I gotta close it, and I gotta go study this other thing, which you're gonna be doing 90% of the time is studying. Study, man. That's all that I did 24/7 for the whole year was study. I used to do it exactly like that. I think I used to trade when I was a bit more consistent. I used to trade the London and New York sessions. So I would take my trade, boom, close the account, and then study, watch the videos, watch this, watch that, study, write notes, paper trade, study. I don't know where people get the idea that they're gonna become successful in anything without putting in work. It's maybe because I see other people do it and it looks easy, so they think they're gonna skip the line. All right, let's see. Yeah, it's kind of trickling down on Goldie here. We're just creating your low, still on the way down. But you see, there's a trickle effect. That means the market is not certain. And even if you look at the PA here on the 15, the 30, the 1 hour, you have major support levels to the left-hand side. Like I can see it, chat. There's like 170 people here. Not even 1% of. How much is 1% of this viewership right now? 1% of 170. How much is that, chat? My math is so bad. How many people would that be? My math is so bad, bruh. 1.7 people. All right, then more than 1%.
We don't.
Yeah, not even not even 10% of this viewership is putting in the work. Like all I see are the same people, the same 5 people, the same like 5 people here on the stream, bro. Like showing in charts, like putting in their charts, and I can actually see the progress. I can see the at least the trying, you know. Like so it's not even 10% who are even trying. Small little liquidity grab here towards the lows. Bit of a counter trend move, but nice confluence to see. Fly, Goldie. Nice healthy break. That'll be a BE, stop to BE if not secured. So you're gonna go for that 20. I'm new to trading, so I like to hear how you think. Yeah, it's good to also just, you know, practice a bit to get your feet wet as you're new to trading. Because that's how you're going to learn, because you're going to make mistakes. Even if you're new to trading, when you start putting chart works and sending in charts, like, mistakes are going to happen. But you know the beautiful thing about making those mistakes, you can look back, right? You can look back and then see where you came and how you're going. So you can see, oh, this is how I used to look at charts, and this is how I used to look at chart now, and you can see that progress. Oh, that move also got clean traffic too. If it was to continue to move up. Like 50 pips. You can see the 5-minute liquidity grab right there. 1 minute, boom, pull up, break the high. Nice little SMA confluence. It didn't go for the 20, but I think it went for what, 19? Like this morning's trade was also like, let's say a 1 to 1.6. I made 3%, but it wasn't a 1 to 3. So maybe like a 1 to something like, let's say, yeah, like this. Damn, it looks big when you put it like this, but when you reduce the stop loss, it seems more achievable. It's about 27 pips. Yeah, so like that. And then that can be 3%, it can be 2%, it can be 1%. What you're playing with is this. The percentage gains. Because you can't control this necessarily if you want to do something like that. You can't control that to get more of this. But you can only focus on what you can control. Which in this case would be like this. Right? Even if it's something like 1 to 1. You're just focusing more on percentage gains. What's the lot size on that position? It's not important. Okay, if I told you what the lot size was, what would you do with that information? Now I want to know, actually. Then I don't mind the question, but yeah. What would you do with that information? What if I said it's a 10 lot? Or what if I said it's a 10-cent lot? Are you just curious? Just go on my social media. You can go on Discord. Over here, I post my trades. You can go on YouTube. YouTube will also show you the posts. Like every morning I post something. Well, I try to. Over here. That's a YouTube post section. This is also information that's on my Discord channel. I always try to write something nice over here. So every morning, just expect, well, the times I trade pre-London, London and pre-NY, you can just look at the spreadsheet. You can have a tab open in the day if you just want to follow. Then you'll see if I take a trade, and I'll post a trade as well here. Right, so you can keep up with the positions. Yeah, looks like it just paid them out slightly on this move. There's about like 19 pips. Nothing too hectic. But nothing shows your lot size and account balance? Bro, you can see the lot size here. Have we gotta zoom it in for you, or like what do we gotta do? There's the image. I think some people here are just listening and commenting, but they're not using the eyes. Still bearish for the day, you think? Yeah, we're still bearish. We're still down 0.70. But you know that's gonna shift, yeah? Like, it also depends on the session. Like, these sessions will be nice for a daily continuation. But as we're approaching pre-NY, that could easily shift. It'll just depend on the market structure as well. I think anywhere from pre-London to a couple hours into London Open is really good to follow the daily trend. But that can also shift slightly as NY comes about. Oh, you never got to those screenshots? All I ever see is your live videos. Yeah, we have screenshots. We have reels as well. I don't know if the algorithm just doesn't push out my videos or they're just shit. But I try and just do them for documenting purposes. I don't do them for necessarily like getting views and stuff, you know. So if you follow me on Instagram, TikTok, even if you're just on this Discord channel, like literally every day, even on my YouTube, I literally post everywhere if we're not on live stream. See here, I post my videos as well as I'm taking the positions. So like this was this morning's trade. It's real. See, secured 15 pips with a reversal in SL to B. Thanks for your guidance. Nice one, Momar. Oh, you got it. Ah, awesome. Yeah, that was it right there. That was that liquidity grab I was looking at. It's a bit of a counter trend move, but like price is not, it's not moving anywhere. That was a small little 19 pip move or something. But that was a trade, you know, like that's what I mean. Just find a system that, you know, you feel comfortable trading and just stick with it. Get really good at it. Then it's easy for you to see it. Like you literally spot these things out so simply. Like I see there's also another opportunity here that's shaped up above 49.91 again. And then find a rhythm that you can daily come at the same time and see some kind of a similar result. If it's a win, if it's a loss, call it a session. Maybe go over to the next session. Just try do it in the most disciplined way that you can, and then see what your cluster of wins and losses are going to look like, and then see how better maybe you can refine. You know, See, whatever that might be the case, what may need to refine. You might notice the next hourly candle moves better than the one you're trading, for example. So instead of trading that hourly, look at the next hourly, like just something. But just find the raw data first of just being disciplined and getting the same exact move on a day-to-day basis at the same time, right? And then that's when you'll be able to look at this again and see like what can needed to be refined. That's why we trade the same exact time every day. You can see my pre-London trades, same like pre-London, same exact time as London, and it will be same exact time again as pre-NY. Because those hourly candles are the ones that I'm happy to catch. So whenever you want to see volume in the market, look at the hourly candles and like how they're going to be behaving over there. Like that pre-London hourly candle, it tends to push. Like if it's already bullish, like this, like it tends to push like that. With that London hourly candle, what I like to see, if the daily is bearish, I want to see it push in that direction as well with the daily candle, right? With pre-NY, it's just reading a bit more of the market structure to see what's been happening throughout London. If pre-NY is struggling to do a certain thing, like to continue moving bearish, or like what is it currently doing at that moment? That's how I look at each of these setups. I know with the pre-London, it's more forgiving if the market's moving towards a certain direction, right? With London, you kind of want to be a bit cautious. And then pre-NY, it can be, you know, pre-NY is like a warm-up to New York session. So that's why it also behaves in that specific way. And then New York comes about, and then typically with New York, as we always say, is like a fake out before the daily continuation you tend to see on NY sessions. So just build a psychology with the hourly, the time that you're trading, and how price behaves. NY is always fireworks. London can be really nice, but I wish today didn't fake out these traders too much here and here before giving out the decent pushes, because both of those were two decent pushes, right? Like the one down here, even this mini one was a beautiful push. So you got like 1, 2, 3, but before those three, it first did these two fake outs before giving these three setups. So kind of, you know, sometimes kind of wish the shock wasn't there. But you can see if you stick with the system, right? What happened here? You find you opened London and TFX Concepts 1 loss, TFX Concepts 2 loss, and then TFX Concepts 1 win, 2 win, 3 win. So what does that mean? The solution here is not to get a time machine and then redo this. The solution here is to maintain structure, like the way you trade, the way you show up. Because you don't own a time machine and you're never going to be able to go back in time. So only thing you can do is keep showing up, same time, keep doing the process at the best of your ability. So you had 1, 2, 3 pushes. Here we got like a little bit of an inverted situation. This could be 1, but it's quite risky. A little bit risky, a little bit more on the aggressive side. And then we had 3, 4. That's the one that Momar caught over here. Got 4. And now it's thinking to break these lows. So we got to create like some kind of a support. Let me see. Ooh, I don't like that. That does not look clean. All right, we got this kind of a support here. We have resistance right up above here. This is kind of the section that I'm looking at. It could be cleaner though, but let's see what NQ is doing. NQ looks like it's coming back to retest those lows. It just did a small little distribution there on NQ. It's about was that like 18 pips? Let's see, from 4 a.m. Let's count the trades on NQ. So you got one push above here. That's +1. So we're gonna do like what is it? 21. Yeah, we're gonna do counting here now. We're gonna do some count. All right, we got like +1. Let's see, is there anything else? This one here as well is good. A little bit more of a push. You'd have to kind of push a bit yourself into taking that out. It's not as easy as that first one was. So I don't know what we call this, like a neutral. Got -1, but you got fake out confluence. Would you take that one? Not an easy one to take as well. You kind of have to push yourself into that one. And then this one right here, +1. So we're looking at two wins, 1 loss, and 1 neutral. That neutral looks a lot better than this. Neutral, yeah. This should create like some kind of a resistance first before breaking. So you got 2 dubs, 1 loss. Is there anything else? There's a bit of like a head and shoulders one right here. Also requires a bit of a push. That's neutral. Because each trader is a bit different, correct? So some traders got a little bit more risk appetite than other traders. So those are neutral ones. But you can see there's a setup, right? But it's just not as textbook. And it's currently playing out a different one right here. It's trying to push to the downside. Got that little fakey, that little head and shoulders there too. It's trying to re-break these lows to continue down on this section. See how big the push was? Not a lot. That's about like 6 pips. But that's the one that I'm watching here. I think entry came with that candlestick. Pretty healthy break. It'd be nice for Goldie to create a support here. And then he'll kind of break into this larger range. From here, then to here. Oh, it'd be nice to create that support though, Goldie. But that's a point A. It's because this is now kind of like that region where it needs to distribute from. Jeez, run! Why are you running?
Why are you running? Why are you running?
The thing is that these entries were coming in sooner though, right? They were coming in sooner. I think this would have been the only other one, like from here. If that support was not formed, then it was distributing from up here. That's a sell-off. See how many pips is this? Create that support, break the lows, about like 100 pips. So I don't know, chat. Like, I don't know how else to show. Like, I don't know how else to show it, bro. Like, I'm showing it here, and it should be the same things that we're looking at in the WAP database and study notes and simulations to show you what kind of moves. Like, I don't know if if you're just looking for a satisfaction just for now, or looking for knowledge for a lifetime. But this thing is distributing. Right now it's distributing for like here. This is 49.82. A re-entry, I was thinking it would have come like here, but it would have been nice to create some kind of a support before getting the breakdown. That would have been perfect. And then that would have been just like about, what, 67? And then this was around 97. But it's not about me catching it now. It's about being disciplined. I need to take one trade a session. Pre-London, London, New York. I know what I'm looking for. I just need to operate like in a consistent manner like that. And during that time, we can just like, you know, pepper trade. Let's look at oil. Oil, nothing set up. Nothing set up on oil. It's moving down. It's kind of trickling down, but there's no obvious movements. Come on, guys. I appreciate some likes at least. If you like free knowledge. Alright, we got a support over here. We have another range from here to here. Okay, this is about like 35 pips. Yeah, waiting for this thing. I think that's what it's going to be looking at, filling this range. But there's currently no setup yet on oil. It needs to create some kind of structure before breaking the lows again. 5-minute shotgun play beautifully. Oh, I need to remove that light counter. That's why it's not working. Oh, I forgot to update it. Wait, let's remove this. How do we remove it? There we go. What are we doing? Yeah, we saw gold was distributing down. Gold is setting up. NQ was supposed to move. Oh, it pushed again a little bit further down. Then quick V-shape reversal. And NQ would have less pips than something like gold. So you'd have to approach it slightly differently based off of like how much it pushes. Yeah, but NQ did a nasty one here. But I think what, like 10 pips would be equivalent to what on gold? Because a move like this on gold would be pretty big. Like if you just take the scale and see how the candle pushes from here to here. Like looking at a same move like that, you see this would be a gold scale. Let's say from here to here. That's 63 pips. But on NQ, this would be like a 20 pip move on gold. Yeah, roughly about like a 20 pip move. Hey, how are you doing? Check the Discord and trades I've taken. Let's see. Hello, good morning. Hey, what's up, Daniel? First chart here. Oh, no, not the first chart. Hey, I'm Daniel. Hello, good morning for me. Let's see. Do we have a next setup? Pre-London open. Got the market expansion. This was a sell. You gotta see, like, why was the reason that you took the sell? I'm not sure what the reason is that you took the sell. Because I see you draw like a support there. And you took a sell at support. Not sure why. Oh, yeah, you got the trickle effect. This is on gold spot, 15 minute. That's the worst. Nicely played out though. Still, trickle effect, if that was like the 1 minute, these pullbacks, breaks lows and then pulls back. Really, really dangerous for breakout traders. Four-hour, 1 hour bearish, I entered on the 1 hour pullback. Now you have to see, this is something that you can consistently do, right? If it's like a 4 hour, 1 hour bearish, is that enough? And a 1 hour pullback, is that enough to guarantee a trade? Because that will happen. But it can happen in such a random place. Because if this is on the 5 minute, the only way I can justify a trade like this is if we can investigate the 1 minute. All right, let's investigate the 1 minute. Let me try and find where this is. So on the 5 minute, we had a fake out. Price pulled in. All right, let me try find you there, sir. I think I found you. Got that rejection. Took it right here. All right, let's see. Because on the 5 minute, you can't really do much unless you're looking for this range here to get filled. That's about like almost 100 pips, like a 96 pip range. But you see, you came in even before we started breaking these lows. Let's investigate. If we wanted to come in earlier, let's see the 5 minute, 1 minute. I want to say there was already a sell up here. That's one thing. You already missed a sell. So if you're already on the chart and you're trading TFX concepts, you would have already gotten your entry over here. So you already kind of like, you're coming in late. You're coming towards the tail end of the first distribution right there. So you see your position. It's here. Instead of, if you're using TFX concepts, I think it would have been like up here. Yeah, it would have been right here on that candle. So you're coming in down here, but let's investigate. You can scale in. You can even see a retest at the high volume area point once by 5009, right? Retest that high volume area once before starting to push down again. So you see that repeatable pattern we're talking about. Here's I would want to say that you could get in a break here, but even that is not really clean. Yeah, it looks like there was no entry. It was just the one that we took here during the London session that already came, but you see price had already distributed from up here. The next entry came in over here. See, this is what we typically do with the simulations, and you can see why that's important. So yeah, man, that would be the only entry here. These other entries were a bit random. From a structural perspective, we go on the 5 minute. Maybe we take like an impulse sell. I think even the impulse sell worked out, if anything, because you still had that 97 pip range. So candlestick broke. Let's see how it broke. Yeah, it broke and it gave you like that impulse to sell about like 55 pips. Then those would be less random points to be getting into the market. But always try and approach it from that perspective of having some kind of a structure, and you should be solid. Now you see, now this is also starting to set up a little bit again. Because we're getting a little bit of structure here. We got like that support, we got that resistance forming, getting ready for potential. We would love to see it continue tumbling though. It's already down. It's shy of 1%. It's down negative 0.95% right now. It like re-breaks the lows of volume here, but I don't think it's gonna push that strong. It's already like 40 pips. Holy. Oh, we have 40 pip extension before breaking the low. Pretty long wick. You see it? Oh, awesome. Welcome, welcome. What is TFX? TFX is the best concepts to learn to trade. That's what's TFX. Yeah, but next time you send a chart, maybe like send a bit more of a labeled chart or something that's obvious. If it's not labeled, then something that's obvious to see. Because this for a lot of people, for example, would not be obvious, like generally speaking, because it's right at a support like this. But a lot of people, more people would be able to understand like certain wick breaks. Or I think like easy breakouts to see. But if it's like this, maybe send a bit of a labeled chart. Or comment. Freaky Friday sell this was on the 5 minute, and because of the sell pressure, I took a bigger TP. This was the one on stream, wasn't it? Mr. Rashid. We talked about price pulling up, consolidating, and pushing down. That bearish continuation. Yeah, I think it was. Pulled up, it's set up again, and then break of the low to continue moving down. Very good. Yeah, during stream, we gotta call out a lot of trades for you signal monkeys. Got some signal monkeys in the chat. So we're calling out the trades. It's still better than nothing, because those are high probability areas. So if you're gonna scratch an itch, you're gonna scratch an itch with a high probability zone. But yeah, during stream we called out, like, I think it was just that. Was it just that one move? No, there was another move here we were talking about. There was another breakout. This is just all 5 minute. We can't see it, but there was one over here too, I think. Somewhere around there. That led to this push down before the retracement back up to the continuation down. Because the market will give you signals. If you want signals, it's not a problem. Having signals is not an issue. The issue is the discipline, right? To know when to stop trading. So you got like resistance, beautiful structure, buys close above. One and done, Freaky Friday. Let's go on Monday. Top of the range, possible fake out, small 5 minute. This is a really good trade. You know why? Because of this structure here of the rejections. You got a massive rejection on the left hand side, man. These are really good setups. Here's a really good setup. So I wish we could investigate the 1 minute there. But usually I love to see something like that. Oh, that's your trade? What happened here, boy? This thing pushed. It still pushed. How many pips was that? What? Oh man, it's topped you out again. Still give you a decent push. But yeah, continue to follow through. That's what I mean though. But like structurally speaking, this is a very good move. You have a resistance and then it started to break. You at least saw like 16 to 20 on that move. At least 16 to 20. Yeah, unfortunately, he came back up there to kind of like wipe out positions before moving down. But I can see the confirmations in place. Very good. Very good. Trading the trenches. Very nice little market fade. You know, this is like a market fade. The market fade came in a bit earlier up here. Then it retested a high volume area. Beautiful again. You see this? I think it's the same freaking sell that he took right here. It looks like the same rejections. Yeah, that looks like the same kind of like area over there. You got a bit of a market fade. I think that was the breakout that he took. On the 5, it looked like it just went straight down, but I think it went down, up, and then down again. Then I'm pretty sure there's another move here. Another scaling opportunity on that one. Also that's another market fade in a sense, but this first one was better. The first market fades are the best. And then this is just a scaling opportunity. I'm pretty sure there's something down the one. But you see, the fact that you're coming in at a resistance point just increases that probability so much. Like, these are one of my favorite moves. Like, if we can get a level, be respected, it's usually like sells, because sells are going to move a lot faster. Then you get like that little setup going without rejection to break the lows. And then you got a clean range on the left hand side, man. Clean. Clean, 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 clean. Very good. Whenever I see those types of moves, I just know there's a big payout coming. Usually when executing on them. Very nice. I'll go a B at 16. Nice to see it, guys. Keep the chart work coming in. Keep the chart work coming in. A little choppy today on gold. Still paying out, but a little bit choppy. The oily starting to create some structure. Little breakout on oil. Right here. Nice little Ricardo type of entry. Wait for the candlestick to close first. It's a luxury. Waiting for a candlestick to close is a luxury. So if the candle is about to close, let's say you got like a few seconds. It's always good to like see how it can close. Right, let's say like 10 seconds, starting to break. You can like get the confirmation when it re-breaks the highs. But it's a luxury because sometimes there's like 30 seconds left and then the candle's already breaking. So you can't afford to wait. Otherwise you kind of like miss a move, just for example. If NQ is starting to move. NQ might try and pop up here soon. It's starting to break. A little re-break of those highs. Try and pop up. The daily is currently still bullish. But honestly, I think you gotta be super selective, man. With NQ, just be super selective of your trades, because this thing actually loves to pull back a lot. Anybody in the chat trading oil? Crude oil. See, like oil and gold just seem to be the best so far. See what silver is doing. Silver, let's go on the 5 minute. Silver is just completely nutting right now. It's down negative 4%, 4.20%. Silver is completely melting. No structural confirmation on silver though yet. It still has to set up. Because it's coming out of this kind of a distribution. I'm not even sure how to have caught that move. That's very random move. Yeah, the break of the lows. Looks like the daily's heading down though. Heading down towards like support by $74 a barrel. That's probably why. Just like pure bearish momentum. German 40. There's no trade so nasty, worst I've ever seen. Let's see. What's up with Monday Open, right? Like, why US? The ones that I want to trade, like gold mainly, just freaking ranging on the London Open. Let me see German 40. German 40 also a bit nasty. Yeah, it's doing that trickle effect. Damn, look at that. Tough. Monday Open. Yeah, it's not even clear at the bottom here. They need to come form a kind of like a support and then attempt to break the lows again. That would be a lot better. But let's see on the 15. They got a clean range. Now it's even towards the lows. Got like hourly support, 30, 15 minute, 5 minute. That's what the daily is doing. Daily is about to flip though. This could create some nice opportunities in Jumbo 40. Daily about to flip, re-break its lows. Like a doji candlestick, so it's super weak right now. They can push down like 48, 45 more pips to like re-break the daily lows. Maybe some volume can start to come in because right now it's like a doji. So that will just show basically indecision, right? Just indecision. Throughout the whole day up until this point, buyers and sellers have not been able to really pick a direction overall. But you see, it's a pretty important area. It's flirting with the daily flip there by 23,349. Yeah, like a confirmation. That would be pretty nice. A little bit of a head and shoulders in here, I guess. That low. Oh, we got like resistance, support. Let's try and mark this out. Got support, a little bit of a fake out here, little head and shoulders in there too. It looks like it wants to melt. I guess the best case scenario would be price comes down, creates like some kind of a support, kind of like pulls up a little bit more, and then starts to just tank again. Just start to melt like this, like distribute. You got that daily flip right here by 23k. 23,349, daily flip confluence, that psychological resistance to help that push. That's why I was kind of bummed up about gold during the London Open, because we had 5k, even looking back at it in hindsight. Like we had already rejected like 5k multiple times. It's just completely tank. But you see, wanted to retest that area again. But you can see we're still trading bearish. Look, overall, the volume is still going down. Just a little bit shocky is all. I found that if price is trickling and you may have an MA that falls, you could enter at the touch of the MA. Exactly. That's the whole thing about the SMAs we also use. They're really good for runners because sometimes you're going to have like a running position and those SMAs will just be respected, right? And we do it in a simulation. We're still supposed to have a simulation today in the mentorship because we're looking at purely running trades. Like we're just gonna leave trades to run and then see how we can like see probabilities of the good ones, the bad ones, the SMA behavior, that sort of thing. You know, like on a day-to-day basis, you don't really have to hold run. The way we hold run as a simulation is a bit different. It's like we look for bomber clots.
Bomber clot!
But on just a day-to-day basis, we don't need those bomber clots. We just need like a decent push. Like 30 pips would be a good runner. But we look at bomber clots. We look at the long ones. Can't look at nothing on oil and NQ or DAX. Hey, that trickle effect. They can really screw you out of a really nice trade, that trickle. Let's see. That's German 40. That trickle. But German 40, if you're still looking at trading German 40, Ricardo, we're still definitely at a point A here. The buys would look cleaner. The buys would look cleaner as of now. Even got that 5-minute range. Oh, like 38 pips. Just check with your you said your order flows. I love German 40, but with this PA, can play with my plan. Wait, can play with my plan on it for sure. Tomorrow I give it a go. Wasn't there like some oil tankers? How many times has the Dubai airport been hit? It's been hit like twice, right? But this morning I saw some news about a fueling station for the airplanes close to the airport being hit again. Man, they're really like smashing into that airport there. Dubai real estate index crashed 32% since Iran war started. Yeah, man, I saw a video the other day of like one of these high-rise apartments being blown up. Crazy. You won't pay taxes, but you might catch a missile. Young disclaimer. In fine print. No taxes. In bold. Disclaimer. You might catch a missile though. Two trades and up about 1%. Calling it a day. Very good. We'll see if there's a setup there later. Let's see Goldie. Gold is still moving down. Just like we anticipated. Any fundamentals? That was posted 2 hours ago. See how conflictly is doing. You got any tensions today? Looks like we have. It's more calm than usual days. Like when there's tension usually. Iranian submarine sunk by ATACMS missile. US Navy minesweepers move from the Middle East to panic. War could go on for another 3 weeks. It's posted like 3 minutes ago. I think this war is gonna go on for 2026. The dollar has found a way to move bullish. They're gonna use the war to move bullish. So I don't think this is gonna end anytime soon here. Isn't it so funny though? Like Trump literally said that he was gonna weaken the dollar like the yen so it's more competitive. And now he's doing the complete opposite. I think he's just winging it. He's winging it, you know? Like, so if dollar's going to shit, he's just going to go with that direction. And if it goes up, he's going to go with that direction. This guy planned, for me, I think Trump planned big things for the war in the Middle East. I can't forget the way he spoke about oil, chat. Like, it didn't go up as much as he thought it would. Like, why would he say that, bro? Like, in the way he says it, you know him and his buddies are going to make some bank off those moves. So I think they're going to keep milking this thing. That's why I don't believe the war is gonna end anytime soon. And now California is getting targeted. We'll see how far this actually escalates, because you would think that since the leaders have been taken out, the escalation would just die. But man, Iran now wants to target the US. They want to target California, and I think the way they're gonna do it was, like they said, drone attacks, right? So probably get like a vessel close enough to the line, to the shoreline, and then like fly in a drone or something of the sort. But I don't know, like California has any embassies over there. Like, is a high alert areas what they're gonna target. But if they hit America, curtains, man. Like gold is just nutting, and oil skyrocketing. But that's where we're heading to. Let's see the VIX volatility index, the emotion index over here. Oh, look at the emotions. Kind of neutral as far as the VIX goes, to be honest. But it looks like it could start creeping up. I mean, you could argue that gold is due for a pullback as well, because if you look at it from the monthly, look at how extended this is. You typically don't see a chart like this. Like PA would never just move like straight in one direction. So yeah, in some sense, just as you said, JP Morgan and these hedge funds, someone wrote in the chat earlier, also anticipating a range on gold. I also think so, and we've been actually hinting this range since this massive pullback over here, and then price started like creating the support in February 6th. We've been hinting, if you've been reading the news, we've been hinting at a range ever since then. Correct? So yeah, I think it makes sense, especially after such a bull run. So what does that range mean for you? If it means on the daily time frame, just have your daily zones marked and understand these levels. They're most likely going to be disrespected, right? So you're like 4,900 psychological. We could probably dip, like gold could probably lose some value here down towards, we just cracked 5K, by the way, psychological, very important mark that is. We've cracked it here today on the Monday open daily candle, and we can see as low as 47, 46, 60, 46.50, and just hold this general area over here, correct? It's mainly to do with what's happening there in the Middle East more than anything else. It has nothing to do with anything else that you can come up with, like CTO data, etc. like that. Nah, it's just what's currently happening in the Middle East is making gold not move up. Up until the interest rate decisions. Just failed last 10 seconds to close resistance. Where? Oh, the shotgun. Oh, the shotgun. Yeah, I've seen it. Last 10 seconds of pullback, huh? Would be nice for a little distribution play to the downside though, because now it's creating those rejection wicks right over here. Thoughts on silver? VIX stocks are holding up nicely as well in this war. Trump loves stocks. Yes. They're holding for their dear life, I think. But what kind of stock would we be looking at? If we're looking at just indexes. NQ, let's see the US 30. The weekly. Oh, look at this pullbacks. Very strong pullbacks. NQ is the one which was holding for its dear life. US 37 pulled back a lot. But yeah, it looks like stocks have been actually on the rise. But this month? Actually, no, my bad. Like previously it's been on the rise, but since the escalation, the real escalation, stocks have been pulling down. But yeah, Trump sounds very optimistic about the stock market too. But first, I think we're just gonna need some kind of a retracements. That's the US 30s coming down heavily. You can see right here. It's going in for a dip of some sort. So it's not moving bullish. So ideally, you'd want to see like a really big move spike to the downside, or a little bit of structure being created to show you that it wants to start moving up, like a bit of market structure. But there's nothing too obvious here yet for people want to get in stocks. Position holding. There's nothing too obvious yet, at least on US 30. Let's see. Tesla actually came up to a... Oh, look at this. Tesla came up to a 500 target. 500 target there. A little bit of profit taking at the psychological. But you see, like, Tesla is so young, chat. Like, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Black Swan event come out of this, though. But something has to happen. Like, Trump, Elon needs to do something. Maybe like a major breakthrough technologically, or something needs to happen. I would not be completely surprised to see like small Black Swan event from Tesla. It's still in this beginning stages, 100%. Oh, we hit our 500 target there. IDF reports missile launches targets. Rockets alerts issued across northern Israel. Israel launched major strike on Iran government. Let's see if we can see any of these on the live CCTV. Israel launched major strike on Iran government targets. Let's see. Let's pull up the CCTV. It says Tel Aviv, Beirut. Nothing smoking there. Hey, look at this lady. Live on CCTV. That's kind of trippy. You can see somebody walk into a building live. I don't know. I feel that that's a bit weird. People just going about their day here. Like a CIA agent. Syria. But it doesn't look like we got any smoke, anything of the sort. Operation Epic Fury. Iran's Navy Air Force leaders are destroyed. Trump looking healthy during wartime. No, something about the way he kind of been looking throughout this war. Looks a lot healthy. Maybe he got his fix. You know, like entrepreneurs, they're always looking a lot healthy when they get their fix. when they get the money. when they get the money that they want to get, they start looking a lot healthy. They're like vampires. You know, that's their blood. So when they don't get paid, when they're struggling to make that money, then they kind of wither out. But Trump has been looking good, man. Got a new haircut. He got some highlights going on there. He got a new suit. We peeped the suit, man. That suit looks fresh. I entered, but I got scared. Want to push, but was a 1 minute nice play. Today, except one first trade, second and third trade. Let me download this. Oh, this is like damn, Daniel. Just like it's going up over here. Wait, what happened? Because you took in the drawdown, and then this candle opened down here and pushed up. So you got spooked out and then break even. You should try sometimes like put the stop loss to break even instead of manually closing. But yeah, that's kind of a shame. Look at this. You're about to catch this. What? Oh, okay. I see. That, you know, that was playing out from down over here as it broke the candle that closed above. I guess that's your change of character. Close above and then broke the candle. A little bit of drawdown, and then that's a follow through. So it's actually distributing from that entry. I mean, I was looking at it, but I wasn't like really paying too much. I was not really paying attention to it. But I was looking at it as a potential type of an entry over here. Yeah, pullback was a little bit nasty though. We saw like what, like 21? I mean, it could have like survived it, but it was like right on the edge. I think this, yeah, the 16 most likely didn't survive that pullback. That was like about 21. But that's where it came out. You see, that's where it came out from. So it's always like investigating, like where's that move coming out from, right? Then you can see. Yeah, it was amazing move, but bad managing. It was a tricky one. It was a tricky one. Even if you caught this one right here, that even if you had a 20 pip stop loss, you'd really have to hold on to your guns a bit longer, because sometimes, remember, it like spikes through it just a little bit and then goes in your direction. Where did I see a map like that? This is Conflictly. That's what it's called, Conflictly. It shows you the tensions. So usually, like when it's lit up, you're gonna see Iran, Middle East, France, Pakistan, Afghanistan. Sometimes here in Oman is lit. Qatar, this UAE area is lit. You see, Iraq just got lit. Look at this. That means that missiles are flying. Russia attacks Kyiv with licensed drone. 12th anniversary of Russia Crimea annexation. See if like something happened in Russia, Ukraine, but that's not lit up at the moment. But you see how Iraq just lit up? But we can never catch it on the freaking CCTVs. I don't know why.
Strategic command requested verification.
We're trying to get this picture in picture. Freaking stuck on the screen. Ugh. Man, what a freaking distribution though, Ricardo. If you held that trade. But like if you could have survived that trade. Today diesel was 2.20 euro here in my city. View's been getting down these days. Yeah, a little retracement. Major hype breakthrough like always, like Mars and Hyperloop or Optium. No idea what this is. I learned the hard way that wicks tell damages and bandy candle close tell the real story. So 100% waiting for a candle close for you. Nice. Is that head and shoulders on the 4 hour? Let's see. Head and shoulders. Yeah, it is like, you know, this head and shoulders here is the one I'm talking about on the daily, but it's the same one. It's the same one. See, like on the daily and the 4 hour. That's why I've been looking for gold to melt. I want to catch a bumper clot later. Hopefully, I just need to get stuck in properly. You know, the way with what I trade, the way I trade is if I get stuck in properly, like I'm gonna get my push. I just need to get stuck in properly. The hardest part is up until that point where you click buy or sell, but once we get it, we're gonna get it. See, so it moves like this. There are nice pushes. This is breaking out here, but I don't think there's anything set up. There's nothing here yet. So I am trying to actively catch these sells. I'll see if I can catch a big runner. I also got some nice, beautiful rejection wicks. Would love this as a sell idea if we could get confirmation on the LTF. Because we have the rejection area over here. It just needs to set it up on the 1 minute. Just need to get that confirmation. But I think because it distributed from this area, they're probably going to try and pull back towards this zone. Because that's where the previous confirmation was. Distributed for them, and now it's coming back to retest. That's why we're watching this candle dip back into the zone. Would have been nice if it set something up though, right? Because it was kind of almost creating that little bit of structure over there, chat. Like, those of you who know, it was almost creating that structure, and then right by that resistance zone as well. So I think like the volume is coming in, but there was just no confirmation for us. For me at least, TFX. But yeah, you can see that push. It's coming down towards this zone. See, we got some news. Gold falls as inflation concerns remain key market driver. Gold price fall 1% at early trading as rising energy prices. They're just saying the same thing as before. Oh, they removed it. Sometimes they add it and then they remove it. Because I got the notification banner, but I think they removed it. I would be half tempted to take that sell. What would make you take it? What would make me take it is if we had, let's say, candle came down like this, pulled up, at least gave us a little bit more structure like this. Then at this point, I think I'll be ready to take it. If it did this, came up like that, then I'll take it at the break of the low. But these are high confluence zones. But yeah, sometimes the market, I feel like it saw something here as well that market was cooking, because the way it reacted was how I would expect the breakout to react too. But it was about to set up, it was about to set that move up fully, and that's how it would have looked like. Then would have like taken the sell. I also got clean range on the left hand side on the 1 minute to come down too. It was about like 49.80. Remember chat, like you have to take these setups consistently. Don't wait for my stream. It wouldn't work. Like I can guarantee none of you have made consistent profits like just following streamer just on their stream. You have to be consistent with these setups. I guarantee you. Don't take my word for it. Go try it for yourself. Give it like a whole year. Go follow like all of them. I bet you none of you are actually making consistent profits, because you have to be consistent, bro. You have to be consistent. It's not just about you showing up to this session. You have to show up. Like when you show up, they say 2 or 3 trades a day. At least for TFX concepts, you gotta show up. If you're not showing up, then you're just getting a cluster in this one cluster, right? But you keep in mind that I'm taking like at least most time 3 trades a day. That's the thing. It doesn't work if you're not consistent. Trading it just doesn't work. gotta be consistent. So that's why it's like we're kind of watching these moves play out. It's pretty nice. So when we execute, we can see the flow of where price came from and how it's going. Let's see, anything else spark up here? Nothing sparked up. The good thing is there's no fundamentals today on the forex factory. Yeah, that's a good thing. There's nothing. No red folders. Core PPI, FOMC on Wednesday. Thursday. Unemployment claims. Official bank rate on the pound. Chat, we just completely divorced GJ. Haven't even looked at GJ chart. But last time we saw it was moving up bullish. It's been on a bull run. Unfortunately, it came too late. When everybody kind of broke away from it. I think most people are tired of trading GJ nowadays. GJ, you ranged for way too long. People completely gave up on this instrument. Remember, chat, like it was ranging for such a, like the whole of 2025. Basically, like it felt like the whole of 2025, man. GJ was just ranging. Yeah, we stopped trading GJ in April 2025. See NQ again. Little volatile swings on NQ. But I swear, like trading NQ like this, I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't recommend breakout trading on NQ. You gotta trade something else. NQ is way too prone of too many fake outs. You can't do breakout trades on NQ. You can get away with some, but I think overall you'll be getting more whips because of this pullbacks. Like, look at this pullback here. This at least distributed how many pips? Like 13, let's say like 24 pips on gold. But still, don't do it. Breakouts on NQ are very vicious. It also kind of matters, I guess, what you're going to trade, right? So if you're following a strategy, even if it works on across all markets, it still really depends on what you trade. What kind of a result are you going to see? So pick the best instrument. I think for like breakout trades, so far I've seen like gold. GJ used to be really nice. It probably still is. Just not been looking at it. But breakout trading, I think like gold, oil has been performing. I've been paper trading oil for like a couple of weeks now. That's typically what I do. I paper trade something for a little bit and then slowly start executing. But oil's been performing nicely. Gold with the breakouts. I'm not sure about other instruments, so I've never actually backtested like USD, JPY, and other things like that. Maybe German 40 would be cleaner than NQ on breakouts. I can see that happening. I can see it happening 100%. Cleaner breakouts on German 40. Yeah, I can see a few over there as well. Boom, boom. I like German 40 because it has these like strong pushes too. So if you get stuck in just right, man, look at this. Freaking distribution from this area. Little SMA crossover. Massive range to fill. Probably a lot of clean traffic here on something like the 5-15 minute. Yeah, look at this massive range. That was that entry there on the 1. Right here when it started breaking those lows. Then 1 minute, 5 minute, boom. We're gonna do this in simulation. Very nice. Nice one here as well. Let's see, boom. That one faked out once though, and then rebroke the highs to continue moving up. Then pushed out. Clean range on the 5 as well, I assume. Yeah. Goldie needs to shape up though, because it hasn't. We had the sell when we respected 5k and then we sold off, like since the London open right here, right? But as you can see, it hasn't really like done too much of a movement. It's actually created an inverted head and shoulders. But that was that little shotgun you're trying to catch here, Ricardo, but it didn't close above the resistance. But you had that nice little SMA confluence in there too. It just didn't close the resistance. Then like mopped up the range. I think it knew what it wanted to do. I think that's why it came and pulled down a little bit aggressively on this one. On the break. Right to that 20 pip mark before correcting the range. Also, sometimes it does that. I've noticed that as well in the market. Like you said, it was about 10 seconds. It would flirt with the area for about like 10 seconds, pull down, and then you kind of like miss your confirmation, and then it like just goes and fills up the range. So it kind of would push you to taking a bit more of a risky trade if it depended on that close. I've seen that happen before. That's why we got to investigate the 1 minute and see if we're getting the TFX confirmation there on the 1 minute. Which in this case, we did. And you take it, then that's the range that gets filled up. How much is petrol in Wakanda? Yeah, we use uranium. What do you think of TradingView targets? What do you mean TradingView targets? Rashid, remember what we spoke about price of oil, right? In the gaming stream. What we talk about price of oil? About fueling cars and the... We Yeah, sorry, vibranium. That's what I meant. We use vibranium. Like, I don't know what it is, but I don't think too much about those things. I don't want to say in like a weird way, but you know, it's funny when people start to make money, they start to do these things which are not normal. Or they kind of forget. So I've kind of forgot about like price of oil, price of groceries, price of shit. Even sometimes when I go out, man, sometimes I could buy a round of drinks for, let's say, like 6 people. And then I will tell that person to get the next round. And obviously, it's like gonna be really expensive. So you kind of like forget about those things. But I'm not saying it like in a bad way to show off or whatever. I'm just saying like it happens. It happens. So for me, this is something my mentor used to tell me. If you think about problem like fuel and all of these things, then you have bigger problems. Because, you know, those are just small things you gotta complain about. You can't complain about those things. Like, even if you want to own a sports car one day, how are you gonna own a sports car at the same time you're complaining about the price of fuel? It doesn't make sense. We're coming up towards resistance here by, it's like 49.95. And I got a range of 35 pips. All right, chat. I'm gonna head out here. Hope you all enjoyed some value here on the stream. Mentorship, I'll see you in a few hours, possibly. I'm gonna eat, get a haircut, and then jump on simulation with you all. Then we'll get these runners. We'll simulate catching running trades like this right now. I'll show you how to do it. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you all for tuning into the stream. And adios.